Hi, I'm Ingo from RA, and today I want to show you the DiagRA X Viewer Pro, what it is for and how you can set it up to visualize and analyze your measurement data recordings. So what is the DiagRA X Viewer Pro? The DiagRA X Viewer Pro is part of the DiagRA product family and therefore covers tasks within the domain of measurement, calibration and diagnostics of control modules. The DiagRA X Viewer Pro is used for analyzing measurement data recordings. For example, if you have a recording of a test drive and you want to analyze the fuel consumption of it, you need a tool that can load the data, visualize it, and provide some useful functionalities for analyzing it. For example, an integral function to calculate the total out of the momentary fuel consumption. And now I want to show you how easy it is to do that with the DiagRA X Viewer Pro. So let's get started. When starting DiagRA X Viewer, you find yourself either on this home screen or in the configurations view. You can switch between the views by using the so-called top bar tabs. The top bar is also the place where you find the export list, still empty of course, as well as the system monitor, a global status indicator, and the system settings. Let's go to the configurations view to start our first analysis session. First of all, I create a new configuration and load a measurement file. Both steps are not needed, by the way, if you open the file directly from Windows Explorer. Once I edit the file, on the right side I can see some basic information about it, like the modification date, the tool with which it was written, and the often very informative commentary. The next step is to select the variables we need. For that, I exit the configurations view and enter the variables manager. As you can see, per default there is always an oscilloscope waiting for your variables. You can add any number of visualizers later in the worksheet. But for now the oscilloscope is totally fine. To find variables quickly, you can use the source filter on the left, the column filters in the table header, or the search field at the top. In this example, I want to analyze the fuel consumption, and as I don't know the exact variable names, I simply search for *fuel. This will give me all variables with the term fuel somewhere in the name. In this case, that's just 3 variables, and I need the one with liters per hour. For visualizing the variable, I simply drag and drop it onto the oscilloscope mini visualizer at the top. I could as well have selected it and hit the space bar or the little checkmark button to do the same thing. Now let's have a look at the data. To exit the variables manager, I hit Done. I now can see the oscilloscope as part of the first worksheet. You can have as many worksheets as you like, and if you're about to lose track, you can go to the worksheet overview and have a quick look over all the existing worksheets. Now in the oscilloscope, I can see the momentary fuel consumption over time. And for example, I can easily spot the peaks here. For a more visual representation, I quickly add a bar chart visualizer and drag and drop the variable from the OSCE onto it. By using the cursor in the oscilloscope, I can see the value changing over time in all visualizers. Unfortunately, there is no variable in the file showing the total fuel consumption, so I have to calculate that. Luckily, DiagRA X Viewer Pro supports such offline calculations with so-called virtual variables. For making use of that, I go back to the variables manager and under the source virtual variables, I hit Signals. There is no virtual variable yet. On the top right of the screen, I hit Add Virtual Variable and then I press the Edit button for the newly created virtual variable. This opens the formula editor. Here I can directly start typing my formula. In this case, to get the total fuel consumption, I need to calculate the integral of the momentary fuel consumption. For picking the right function, I can either simply type or make use of the suggestion box, or I can browse the function library on the right and double-click or drag and drop the shown integral function from the list into the formula. To add an input variable to the integral function, I can again either type it or drag and drop it from the variable finder on the left. As the fuel rate is in liters per hour and the integral assumes seconds, I need to divide it by 3600. This number is also available as a pre-configured constant sec per hour in the constant library on the right. Once the formula is ready, I set a meaningful name, a default scaling method, and the number of decimal places to be shown. I hit done, and then I assign the new variable to the oscilloscope. Going back to the worksheet, I can finally see the calculated data. I can move the virtual variable to its own chart to separate the two variables if I want, and continue my analysis with that. Okay, let's summarize what I did here. I opened a MDF file with the DiagRA X Viewer Pro. I added a variable to the oscilloscope as well as to the bar chart visualizer, and finally created a virtual variable for generating more useful data for analysis. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to visit our website for news and updates on the DiagRA X Viewer Pro. Take care and thanks for watching.